There you are. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, thank you. All right. Very nice job. All right. Very good. Bravo. Man, this piece is actually quite cool. I like it. And you did a very good job. All right. So, very good. Congratulations. I think that in general, your sound is lovely. I like it very much. The one thing that is important, though, to make sure is that since you have a very nice, wonderful andante in this introduction for this concertino, it's that the color you want it to be varied, and what I mean by that is the use of the vibrato that you have, your what I would call your to go vibrato. Okay, it's very very good, and it works out for the vast majority of the music here. But there are certain spots where I believe that you can add a little bit more intensity to the sound. Usually, um, the way that that would work out is if we were to, in some places, get the sound to be a little bit more narrow, a little bit more focused, so then it would add just a little bit more intensity and to help you propel for the phrase. Okay, so like for example, just even starting in the very first phrase, as you get to that, what is that? That you short. Yeah, I think that you had. I would suggest since you're coming pretty good, nice register, you're gonna get that first diminuendo for free, right? Because the notes are a little bit more, a little bit brighter. Yeah, I'm just talking about in the fourth measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so that then maybe once you get going, make sure that you have, since the piano is just going um, just gentle quarter notes, you have a little bit more room to float a little bit above it. Okay, so then it doesn't get too vertical, so you can remain vibrating. So why don't you try, um, please start at the beginning, see if we can get some of these little color changes, etc. Very, very. It sounds very good. Um, I think that is I really like it. The thing is, at the beginning it was a little bit difficult for me to be able to hear with clarity the syncopation. Okay, so then So you have, I would say maybe, why don't we try this? This andante, right, is just just a walking pace, right? Right now it feels very good, but it's a little, a little slow, a
Okay.
little slow. It's an andante like my andante when after going for pancakes. It's like a different, easy. So, let's go to the breakfast place. Let's not be coming back at the beginning of the piece. So we have a little bit more purpose, okay? And then I know that this, especially the first note, we're getting there. Everybody claps. You tune the piano. There's the silence, and then you're like, oh, I really just trying to make sure that this comes up. You know, I would say that one of the tricks that I would suggest for you to do is don't be afraid of that first attack. What you will do is get a piano in the texture, in the color. Okay, so imagine that you have, instead of being, it's like, oh, it's a little constricted.
Mm.
Then I would suggest a piano like a blue whale, which is vast but gentle, right? So that then, I would call it a mezzo forte espressivo and dolce, but not piano. The piano just, right now is giving you a place that you end up paint. It gives me the impression that you might paint yourself into a corner.
Okay.
Okay, so just a little bit, and then even at the beginning, for sure, you have to do a little crescendo to that C sharp, so that then I can hear and then a little bit more bite in the syncopation. Yeah, okay. So that way, the syncopations are the driving force. It's the give and take, right? But
Mhm.
that's like stretching the rubber band. I never did that in school, I swear. Yeah, but I saw other people do it. I learned the technique though, just in case. Yeah. But that is basically how we have to be thinking of these little syncopations. They are definitely the ways to just propel us. Okay, so let's try again. Yes, sir. It's not piano. It's your solo. It's like the sweetest sound you can make, not the softest or just the most beautiful sound. Very, very, very nice. Jason, I would say the first four measures were really excellent.
Thank you.
Really excellent. That's much better. It's like, before it's like, it's pretty good, but what's going on with this piece? I mean, like, immediately this draws you in,
Okay.
but my poor students are like, it's very, 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 very good, but so the thing is, but once you get to that G sharp, the thing was that you had a beautiful syncopation and crescendo to that note, and then you should ride that wave already, like the musical surfing, right? You're at the top of that, so that's what propels you. So then don't slow down and keep the movement that you will. Ta-da, 1, 2, ya-da-da-da-da, do-do-do-dee, do-ya-da-da. Then you can rest in the long note.
Okay.
Da-da-da, and then you can relax if you want. But after you get going, after that fourth measure, I would say the fifth and sixth measures are moving forward, okay, in a fluid way. So that way you can shape better. And you see, because it's going to be moving a little bit more, then uh, you don't have to save air. Meaning that what I mean by that is that sometimes when we see phrases that seem long, like in here, that looks very long like that, but I would say those are indications for the phrasing. I would not necessarily feel that those are the indications for when you are allowed to breathe. Okay, meaning that if you need to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after the 4/4 measure, da-dum, da-da-da, if you feel like it, if you, I'd rather you take a breath, take a little pause, and go, rather than okay, it's pretty good, but I need to save air, so I have to reduce the fire. Okay, but it's like we already are boiling the eggs. I already seen the bubble. It's a little anticlimactic to. I don't want to cook it too soon. Yeah, let's keep going. It's your moment to be expressivo. Okay, one last time from the beginning. That was great, but then just continue from that same intensity in the physics measure and beyond. Okay.
You want me to start at the beginning, correct?
Yes, please. Because I want you to ride that wave. That was so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Okay, that is definitely to my ears over here. It sounds much more compelling. It sounds beautiful, and then you're using your vibrato, and you sound much nicer. Then you have that whenever especially this piece. I'm finding at least at this beginning, the way that he displays it. The syncopations are. It's just to get you to move forward. So don't ever feel like you are settling them. Now, interesting, um, one interesting trick that we can do in order for us to sound expansive is that in music, it's a give and take of rhythm, fluidity, and paucity, and just settling, which means that for a tempo like this, I know that I get the impression that you have a slower tempo than what I have in my mind, seeing the score, etc. But the thing, which is okay, it's perfectly cool. But the thing is that we have to always be careful that then, as we have this lower tempo, that we don't get into a place where we lose momentum, right? Because music, even things that are, I mean, like sometimes when there's a cadenza, like let's say Shostakovich 9, that everything sort of stops, and then you have this little cadenza, everything is suspended. That's actually an effect, just the being stopped, the being like suspended, right? That's an effect. But most of the time, then and then you have this, and then and then we go, right? So it's like there's always, yeah, we're here, we're playing, and then we have to have the thing. So since the beginning, what you have is quarter notes of the piano, just go pa pa pa. I think that uh, uh, what will help make it sound expansive but not draggy is you can ask your musical partner, your pianist, to be playing and then to be sort of on the steady side, right? And then what happens is that then you can play what we call the Ormandy style. With the Ormandy style is that the orchestra plays sort of a little behind the tempo because it's like always stretching the caramel, stretching that caramel, right? So that then so and then you can be like expansive bit, but it's like that little that little struggle with the piano. You're trying to be like this, but the current is trying to push you, and you're like, yeah, I'm a blue whale. I'm like enjoying the ride. Don't hurry me. I'm going to do this, but there's still that movement, and they look slow because they're huge, but they're going very fast anyway, right? So that is the one thing that I would suggest. So it sounds really really great. Now, just so that definitely is the most important thing that I would like for you to get from this is how to maintain a fluidity, right? And you see the yeah, a diminuendos and crescendos are things that we usually talk about, but we don't talk so much about diminuendos. And I find that diminuendos are where you get to really shape the phrase and how the mountain, you don't have a cliff, and that's not going, a cliff is scary, but you have a mountain, then we can go hiking and everybody enjoys it. But so, and here, like this diminuendo, especially the first few, I would say diminuendo, we have to be thinking about them as verbs, okay? Right, as active verbs, which means start getting softer. Okay, it's not play softer there, and then meaning that we have to be thinking always. The easiest way to think is when you see a diminuendo, that usually is at some of the highest points of the phrase. Okay, a diminuendo means play loud, play loud, and then get going. You see what I mean? And conversely, when you see a crescendo, it's like, oh, take a step back because it has to grow, right? You don't want to be too loud and have nowhere to go. So, I mean, these are, I mean, I would call these cookie cutter, guidelines. Okay, so I mean, it's music is so varied and so individual that I feel a little cheesy saying it like that. Okay, but it's just an idea. So to help you with this, so that then you have a little bit easier time with the phrasing, and that then you are not. So that you are not stuck. Okay. Now the same thing, especially after when you have your first cadenza little spot, with that high E flat, is that an E flat or E natural, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is natural. Then you have a piano in the other thing. What I would suggest is uh, don't play piano. What I would say is play bright and brilliant, getting to the highest sharp, right? Intense, and then then play relax. Play relax will sound softer after that intense vibrato, etc. But then you won't have to risk losing the response of the reed, right? So that then you'll be a little bit safer, and that is super important. So these are little tricks of the trade. Just give yourself the room so that then you have it. So would you like to try that for a second? I just need to say just that 6/4 measure before the highest sharp, and then see, and then don't play piano, play round, round at the piano, not soft, but round. Okay?
Hold on. Let me see if I can get one of my reeds to get this note out.
No, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. But it's okay. Don't. It sounds very good. And even if it's a little struggle, the little intensity is what's required musically speaking. You see, it's sort of like Rite of Spring, right? You guys
Yeah.
are like, hey, guys, if it was easy and they're getting you get in the English one, it's like it doesn't have that little intensity. It will be like, yeah, how you doing? Uh, hey, man. So you don't want that. You want the that intensity. So yeah, go with that read because it's something good. It's something good, and if it's like a little, that's good for the music. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you see, because you have that, then you have to play that soft. The piano, it still has to be intense.
Okay.
Okay, keep it intense so that way it's not like, oh, there's some high note there. You want it's a high note, it's a high point. You're just have a little scream and now you let it go, but you're still with that intensity
Okay.
inside the fire. So make sure that you get the soft piano, the piano format. That one has to sound intense, so that way it gives you room to if that one has to scream out the top one. Okay, so it's a musical effect that then it's not just play a high note. Oh, so well, it's pretty good, nice. Yeah, we instrumentalists, woodwind players, it's like we get impressed with that. But for somebody who doesn't know the piece, they'll need to be excited. Whoa, whoa! Yeah, what happened here, right? So that is the color, and then you are much more free to be expressive with that. Okay.
Right.
So just to recap, okay, you're doing extremely well. Just use the momentum. Okay. Every syncopation is a rubber band. It's how to move. Okay. It's not to slow you down, but it's actually to propel you forward with
Mhm.
especially after the syncopation happens. Okay.
Right.
Then um, the intensity has to be guided. We have to guide the crescendo with the focus of the sound and the speed of vibrato. Okay, it cannot be the same lovely vibrato in the forte as in the piano. You have to get more intense
Okay.
for sure. Okay.
Got it.
Then and then those two things will definitely help you to keep everything coming along a little bit more fluid. Okay,
Got it.
sounds excellent. You have any questions?
No, sir.
No, you sure? Don't be shy.
I'm sure.
Well, congratulations, very nice job, very nice, excellent.